Trump's own cabinet releases a climate change report. How will he respond? Find out. Middle America with Vin and Sori, y'all. So a couple days ago, Fox News, and I went through a lot of trouble to make sure that the following video that we're going to watch together came from Fox News. Fox News issued this interesting report, and it was about Trump's cabinet issuing the climate change assessment. This thing happens every 4 years. Let's take a gander at it.
The latest National Climate Assessment report published earlier this week indicates global temperatures are on the rise again. Ellison Barber looking into the report, and you don't say there's some political implications to it too.
You don't say.
This is an enormous report, and the big takeaway here is they say that climate change is negatively impacting the United States now more than ever, and this is according to the latest National Climate Assessment. The report found that many extreme weather and climate-related events have already become more frequent, intense, and widespread. Officials say they expect many of those events to continue to increase or worsen.
Global average temperature is much higher and is rising more rapidly than anything modern civilization has experienced. And this warming trend can only be explained by human activities, especially emissions of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere.
If there is not substantial and sustained global mitigation and regional adaptation efforts, the report warns climate change is expected to cause growing losses to American infrastructure and property and impede the rate of economic growth over this century. The report is over 1,600 pages. It looks at the impacts of climate change now and in the future. It says some aspects of our economy could see some improvement in a warmer world, but longer term, they say it's going to hurt the U.S. economy. This sort of assessment is released every 4 years. It's mandated by Congress and the Global Change Research Act of 1990. 13 federal agencies are part of the group that worked on this. The Trump administration released it, though the report seems to contradict some of the president's views on climate change.
Okay, well, there you have it. 13 different federal agencies under Trump's administration. They've said many climate-related disasters have increased in frequency, and again, this is Fox News. As she's saying that, you've got the wildfire thing going on. 1,600 pages. 1,600 pages that speak of economic, global, environmental disasters that are impending upon us unless we change course quickly in regard to the climate. Well, Mr. Trump was asked today. Now, obviously, we all know Trump's understanding of global warming. It's this big, giant leftist conspiracy. This is what happens all the time on Fox News, which is the reason why I took pains to publish a Fox News video, because this is right from Trump's home crowd. Now, Trump has come out and said in the past, hey, this is a left-wing conspiracy, yada, yada, yada. But I'm sure now, because this has come out, that he's going to amend his views. Maybe he's going to rethink it. Maybe he's going to tone down the rhetoric. Maybe he's going to say, well, shoot, when Obama and Clinton were in power, I thought it was just leftist garbage, but now that I'm the one in power and all these 13 federal agencies work for me, and this is essentially my cabinet, well, shoot, I really need to look at this. I mean, that's the entire reason you have a cabinet, right? Like, nobody's expecting the president of the United States to be omniscient. He's not God. That's why you have a military advisor and an economics guy and an environmental group that can give you data and help you figure out the policies and procedures that they think are the best to accommodate or to solve those issues. So I don't expect Trump or any other of our presidents to have a PhD in every single field that's relevant to life in the United States and America. I do expect the leader of our country, though, to go wherever the data takes him. Well, how does Trump respond to the 13 agencies, hundreds of scientists, and a 1,600-page report? well, he was asked today on the front lawn of the White House to give his opinion, and what follows is how he responded.
I've seen it, I've read some of it, and it's fine.
They say economic impact is devastating.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
You don't believe it?
No, I don't believe it. And here's the other thing. You're going to have China and Japan and all of Asia and all of these other countries, addresses our country. Right now, we're at the cleanest we've ever been, and that's very important to me. But if we're clean, but every other place on earth is dirty, that's not so good. So I want clean air, I want clean water, very important.
Okay, so this reporter goes to Trump and says, hey, have you read the report? Now, remember, it's 1,600 pages. Trump responds, I read some of it, it's fine. I don't know what that means. Do you? And then the reporter goes on to say, well, what about the catastrophic global and economic, what about all the doomsaying that these people who've dedicated their entire lives to this field? What about all the ominous warnings that we've been given by these folks? Trump says, I don't believe it. More fake news. I was talking to somebody in one of our fireside chats, and she was saying, Trump said that the media was the enemy of the people only when they report fake news. I went on to say, yes, but my sister, he only calls it fake news when they disagree with him. So now, I guess these are now fake scientists. Because these scientists just published a 1,600-page report that he says he doesn't believe. Did you notice the sharp counter-argument? Did you notice the contradicting scientific research that went to his side? No, did you miss it? I did too. There was none. This man, it's almost like he's got divine power where he can just, by fiat, ex nihilo, declare things to be or not be. I mean, there's a verse in the Quran where Allah says that all he does is say be, and the thing is. It's like Trump is like the God of the United States of America. He could just summarily dismiss, thousands of man and woman hours of research and 1,600 pages by simply saying, I don't believe it. He then went on to talk about China and Japan. I do think that there is a concern there that if we take pains to worry about the environment in such a way that hurts us in the short term, but is better for the planet in the long term, but our friends in China and Japan do not, I get it. I see it. It's a valid point. But that's what we ask our leaders to do, is hold things in tension. You can't just disregard the thing that you can't just disregard the research that these scientists are saying because you have an economic concern in China and Japan. What you say is, yes, it's there, very alarming, and we got to find a way to get Japan and China to play ball along with us so that nobody's losing in the short term and that we're all gaining in the short and long term. That's what a leader does. And this happens on the left too. The left acts as if we don't have any financial interest in whether or not the Chinese and the Japanese get together and play ball with us in regards to how we operate economically in regard to climate change. There is an absolute U.S. interest in that, for sure. But this whole thing where Trump just summarily dismisses all this work is maddening to me. Look, if you are a Trump supporter, come on. At minimum, this has to be concerning to you. Some of this stuff is funny, right? Where he just dismisses everything and everything is fake news and fake science and all that. I mean, some of it's comical, but some of it is downright concerning. Because we've got to live on the actual planet that we're on. We got to live in the real world. And if you have somebody that just summarily dismisses facts, just bold-faced in front of the entire world, just dismisses facts, and then you have a constituency of probably literally millions of people that support him in his dismissal of facts, there's a lot of dangerous places that type of power can go to. Read 1984. Sorry. Orwell's book. when the government has the ability to dictate what actual reality is, we're in trouble. And when one person gets to dictate what actual reality is, gets to deny plain facts of history and science, etc., and he does that without any fear of reprisal or accountability from his own base, we got a serious issue here. I posted the video initially from Fox News so that nobody could claim it was fake news. You'll notice that the story wasn't run by Tucker Carlson or any of the major names in Fox News. I don't even know who those two individuals were. But good Lord. Anyway, that's also, so we've got the migrant caravan and we've got Trump's denial of scientific evidence from his own cabinet. We've got those discussions that we're going to have on the most recent upcoming fireside that's coming up in a day or two. Please join, call in, and we'll have a discussion. If you think that this is okay from the leader of the free world to just deny facts in just plain bold English, then let me know. If you think it's cool that our president can deny a whole team of scientists from 13 different departments in the state without any contradicting evidence, then let me know. I'd like to hear it. Set us straight. Also, if you'd like to talk about the migrant caravan situation that happened a couple days ago with the tear gas, let us know. That's all coming down the pike in the next fireside. Love your neighbor. Take care of each other, y'all. Middle America, we are the media. Till next time.